Comedian John Evans has joined us, known for his love of thrift stores. And your nickname, is it still the...
People say it, High Plains Thrifter, but it was... I think someone came along on online and started doing a vlog. Maybe not a vlog, but just a blog about, and was calling themselves the High Plains Thrifter. So when I started my own web series, I was like, I don't want anyone to think I lifted this, even though everyone in this room clearly knows that name goes back with me. But so I called my show Mid-Mod Money, and it's a weekly, every Monday. I mean, Mondays are terrible. But every Monday, rain or shine, I show people what I bought and what I'm going to sell it for from thrift stores, vintage stuff. And it's like kind of like, you guys heard of Apple computers?
Yeah.
No.
I think they also do phones. But,
Oh.
It's like that. It's like the garage, Steve Jobs in his garage.
Ah, okay.
You know, subscriber-wise, I'm at, 3,000 something subscribers. But, it's catching heat. I did an episode about Avon Collectibles.
Oh, wow.
Very hot.
Wow.
Now, do you sell these to these people? Or
I think I might have to start because they all invariably they will say, hey, my grandma had that. I would love to have that. So I've got to figure out a way. I usually just put it in my booth.
Avon that's the ding dong Avon calling.
Yeah.
Is that makeup?
they had makeup, but they had like decanters, a lot of perfumes that would come in.
Very
cologne
unique,
and decanters
bottles
and
things.
Yeah.
I had a cologne in a Avon cleat.
Oh, it was like a football cleat.
Yeah.
And
what?
Yeah. They did everything like an old.
Sure, Tommy.
Like you wouldn't believe it. Like a golf cart that like the top and it's got like Wild Country aftershave or something.
Is the aftershave still in it?
Yeah.
Real
in a
kitschy.
lot of cases there are, yeah.
My grandpa had like a Model A or a Model T or something with cologne.
Yeah, exactly. Then it was an Avon thing, and they're everywhere, and they're so mass produced. So I put out a video of like, the sad truth about Avon collectibles, which they're not really worth anything because they made so many of them. And you go to any flea market, someone will try to sell you, a perfume bottle that looks like a hippo in a top hat. It's like some weird Avon thing from the 70s.
That sounds really cool. I'd like to have that. Oh, a hippo in a top hat. I know.
So I saw a niche here, and you can do this for any topic: cookie jars, salt and pepper shakers.
And you're famous for collecting.
I'm famous for. I also do collect several things.
Do you collect anything that you actually keep?
That's where it gets weird. Like I'm there to sell it, but what has happened is I found a lot of things that people don't want, so they sell it so cheap, like scary clowns and creepy clowns is one of the things that I've
How big are these things?
Oh, massive, like a picture of a clown's face in 3 dimensions.
No.
From the 60s. Plastic, like real colorful and just incredibly sad.
My grandparents...
You know what you should do is surprise your 12-year-old, that's your youngest?
Yes.
Put that over their bed as they're sleeping. And then when they wake up in the morning, let them see that. They'll really appreciate it.
My grandparents had this original... This thing was ancient Emmett Kelly doll.
Oh, yeah?
And it horrified us to no end. I wonder what happened to that, and I would gift it to you if I knew where it was.
I have like a really heavy chalkware... I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like you used to get at the state fair. This is years ago in the 40s,
wait a minute.
40s and 50s. Yeah, they had like chalkware dogs, and like you could win But this is like a big, heavy clown face. That's just the face is 14, 16 inches tall, sad and weird, and I don't know what the symbolism there, but you guys can read into that if you'd like. But it's stuff that. My girlfriend would be like, you collect clown stuff. And I go, I don't collect clown. I'm not one of those guys, but I am in a way. Like I am the Avon guy. I am. So I was like, I figured that, utilize my collecting ability to like detect what's worth money and the things that I found. Like I'm literally at a flea market. I'm done at this guy's thing. I look into the box. I see salt and pepper shakers. I go, hey, what do you want for these? And since I bought $11 worth of. He goes, just take them. And I said, well, let me give you $1.
Yeah.
I go home and my research guy, my fiance, my research. She's also my lamp guy and my clock guy, and she's my, But she said, what are you going to sell those for? I don't know, $28, $30. I knew they were something. Well, they're a pattern called Spring Blossom from Anchor Hawking. She goes, guy, the last one of these on eBay sold for $99 plus shipping.
Wow.
And people will give this stuff to you. Well, my big thing is my YouTube web series, which we've talked about already. No.
Where does one find that?
It's YouTube. It's Mid-Mod Money on YouTube. Create your YouTube
I know
account.
a YouTube series is on YouTube, Ace, but there's a big...
You subscribe, and the first Monday of the month, I give away vintage treasure, and it could be anything, like little kitty cat salt and pepper shakers wearing bow ties.
Aww.
Yes. Yeah, free. Who's doing anything free? And on a Monday.
Right?
Every Monday, rain or shine, I'm doing that. But yeah, also John Evans comedy.com, I think. But really, let's focus on. I'm sorry.
Say the name.
Mid-Mod Money, and what that stands for is
Mid-Mod Money?
mid-century modern.
Okay.
And that's the period between 1945 and 1971 where people really started considering that maybe a chair isn't just a chair. It can be a well-designed chair.
Yes.
An interesting-looking chair. So
I went to a brunch at a home on Sunday, and it was all mid-century modern. You would have loved it. Everything in there was so cool and so vintage.
Uncomfortable?
No, it was wonderful.
Chairs.
There is something about this whole thing that's sticking in your craw.
No,
I'm getting a
you don't
sense
like-
that there's something that's making you hesitate. I'm
You
not
don't
sure
like old
what.
things?
I'll give them.
I get creeped out, as you know. I get creeped out by a lot of old stuff.
Like
Really?
pre-owned things?
Do you know what a memory jar is?
Uh-oh. No.
A memory jar is a big jar, and people take the belongings of a person once they pass, and they put like a putty on the outside, and they stick the things from that person in the putty. Now, the only reason I know what this is because we found a jug lamp. It was a jug with this putty on it and all these things, and me and my girlfriend thought, well, what is this item? And she goes, wait, is that a tooth? Oh, and I'm not kidding you. There was next to
Tom is recoiling.
Tom is weirding away right now.
next to Mr. Peanut, the advertising character, there was a human gold tooth pressed into this jug.
Wow.
You know how much we got it for in an auction?
How much?
$8.
Wow.
$8 American dollars.
I'd give you $10 to never let me see it. Take it out of the room.
Do people buy other people's memory jars?
Well, I've never even heard of it until like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So we went to an auction and found this thing, and then I put it on my YouTube show, and then a woman said, "Hey, there's these thing called memory jars."
Wow.
And I think what that is like someone did that with a lamp.
Whoa.
So,
Are you okay, Tom?
No.
At least it was a gold tooth.
yeah, it was a gold.
It wasn't just some rotten incisor.
Right.
I found it to be very interesting.
And isn't like gold $2,500 an ounce or something? I mean, it's
Oh,
doing
yeah,
fine,
you could
yeah.
pay for that.
Well, it's folk art. That's a subcategory of a collectible where your average person will either carve something or make something by hand, and it becomes kind of this one-of-a-kind. 100 years from now, that jug could be on Antiques Roadshow.
No, good news. I'll be dead. Our guest, John Evans, is a collector of things. He is formerly known as the High Plains Thrifter. He loves thrift shops and thrift shop clothing.
He specifically said he doesn't want to be known as that. And he hammered it away.
I said he used to be known
He
as
wants the other stuff, mid-mod
money, chick.
Mid-mod money. He
So
keeps telling you that, and you refuse to say it.
I wrote it down. I was about to say it, but I was
Subscribe to
interrupted.
It. Yes,
mid-mod
subscribe
money
for free.
Where does one find
on
mid-mod
YouTube?
money?
On YouTube.
On
Type in
YouTube,
mid-mod
Tom.
money. There are hundreds of videos of me talking about all kinds of various collectibles.
What's your greatest find of all time?
My greatest find of all time, I'm sure you guys have heard of the designers Charles and Ray Eames.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The Eames
Some
chair.
people,
Yeah, sure.
I found their iconic dining room chair wood. It's marked DCW on the bottom, and that stands for dining room chair wood. And it's just this very simple, you've probably seen it, bent wood, ergonomic, very simple. They first came out in 1948. I found 2 vintage ones for $5 each.
My God.
What?
And it's a $1,500 chair.
Wow. That's crazy. That is amazing.
And I found that at the Habitat for Humanity. So big shout out to Habitat.
Whoa.
So did you buy them and then sell them?
Well, I was thinking about selling them, and then my dad passed away. And for some reason, well, I know the reason, it made me realize, what am I going to leave my kids when I pass away? I'm going to leave my oldest son and my youngest son each one of those chairs, because this was such a big part of my life. They know I've dragged both of them to countless flea markets. So I want them to have something to remember me by that's valuable and
That's nice.
designed well and looks cool. And yeah.
Are they comfortable?
There's no padding whatsoever. They're just bent wood chairs, but there's like 8 layers of wood pressed,
laminated
and then bent.
together.
Yeah. It's a super famous design, and that's probably the best thing I've ever found at one time. But I'm always searching.
That's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really like when you see, you almost think you're hallucinating.
Right.
Like that can't be, I expected to turn it over and have it be some kind of repro and I said real thing. And I'm almost shaking carrying it out. $3,000 worth of chairs out of a store for $10.
For you, the Antiques Roadshow is like porno?
Oh, I mean, you have no idea.
Tom, it's all about the hunt.
It really is. But it's also the weird. Like, I didn't realize that people do taxidermied animals doing funny things. Did you know about this phenomenon?
Like a skateboarding squirrel type
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
That creeps me out.
We found
all this stuff is so, I can't stand it.
Well, you need to subscribe to my show, Mid-Mod Money, on YouTube. But we found a baby alligator.
Oh, yeah.
In full sailor suit regalia. The hat, the outfit.
Yes.
I mean, it's hilarious.
It makes sense that an alligator would be a Navy man.
We used to have 3 or 4 frogs over there. Remember playing the playing guitar?
Mariachi band.
Yeah.
Those were kind of popular.
But those were honest to gosh real frogs.
They were?
Yeah.
Because I've seen the fake.
They dried and they varnished. And
Or maybe they weren't fake that I saw.
They taxidermy them.
They'd have tiny banjos and stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is an aspect of collecting that is very niche. As you can, maybe I'll get you something for Christmas is right around the corner.
Yeah, sure
Tom.
Look at Tom.
Maybe.
So weirded out.
Did I tell you that I can't stand old stuff?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
John, the best find I found at a thrift store was a functional talking Dennis Miller doll.
That's crazy.
And I have it in my office.
That's crazy.
Dennis himself probably doesn't have one of those.
And remember, we had Mark Summers in, who's buddies with Dennis, and I showed it to him, and he sent Dennis a picture of it, and I never heard what the response was, but there is a chance he went, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I don't remember okaying that. Oh, that's weird.
What does he say?
Hey, I don't want to go off on a rant here.
Is it Dennis's voice?
Yeah. Well, if it's not, it's very, very close. Yeah.
Very funny.
Tom, do you remember the head shop posters back in the day? The old blacklight, early 70s blacklight posters?
Oh, sure.
yeah.
They were kind of felt. Those?
Yeah, well, there was that flocked one.
Right.
But they also had just some ones that were in great colors. I was at a flea market, and this guy had, it was a famous head shop poster called Disney After Dark. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's a big poster of various Disney characters doing a list, like Donald Duck in the corner shooting up.
Oh, my God.
And, Cinderella or Tinkerbell doing a strip. Yeah, it's called Disney After Dark. And the second I put a video up, a guy's like, "I'll give you $100 for that right now." And it's just this kind of famous poster that I'm sure Disney, as soon as they found out about it, was like, "All right, we're shutting this all down."
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a rare, cool poster.
We are shutting this down.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Absolutely not.
They'll have a guy at your house.
But you're in some field at a flea market, and you don't expect some guy to pull out a box of these posters and find this really famous poster in there. And he's like, I want $10 for it.
Whoa.
And it's like, geez.